Welcome, AI prompt warriors, to the game show where curiosity meets intelligence. This is the Rovo Games. Please welcome your hosts, Sajid Nair and Robert Lee.
May AI bless you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're based out of. This is the Rovo Games. Welcome. Rob, how excited are you to be here?
I'm actually very excited. It's the first time I've really been involved in one of these events with you, and I've had a lot of fun putting it together. So I'm very curious to see what folks think about it.
Yeah, fun is one way to put it. Like there was a lot of emotion.
There was a lot of emotion. Sajid, you
But
just came back.
fun is one way to put it. Yeah.
Well, I know I'm enjoying it.
All right. Welcome everybody. As you see, we were supposed to have a better opening line, but yeah, that's what technology does to you sometimes, I guess. But hopefully, in the coming episodes, we'll do better. So we are also playing and learning as we are doing this. Hey Michael. Hey Sanjay. Us in the next 30-45 minutes we'll learn a little bit more about Rovo. We'll play some games, and most importantly we'll try to have fun. So not slideshow. That's the focus of Rovo Games. We are trying to have a little mechanism where we can have a little more autonomy. That's where Robo Games comes into picture. So I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know when everybody else can see it. There we go. I think we are the screens, right? Yes, we can. All right. So before we go ahead, Rob, do you want to talk a little bit about how the series was conceptualized?
Yes, Sajid and I have met a couple of times in person. I've been a big fan of his work that he does with all the other QuizWiz stuff. And we started talking, I think it was in Barcelona at the team event, just about what could we do together. Because we both enjoy technology, we both enjoy helping people learn. And what I love about Sajid's approach is it's much more fun than just, hey, here's the thing. So over the past 4 or 5 weeks, we've been talking about how can we take Rovo, this tool that offers a lot of promise and possibility, but is still a big bit of an unknown. How can we help people approach it? How can we help people engage with it in a fun way so they can see the possibilities and avoid kind of the frustration behind, I don't know how it works, I don't know what to do. And that's how we ended up here. We've spent the past 3, 4, 5 weeks to figure out what's going on. And I can see folks in the chat saying they've never used Rovo. This is probably a great start for you. So your experience level doesn't matter here. This is going to challenge everyone. It challenged me because as we came up with questions, I would do some, Sajid would do some, and we're like, where did you learn that? Is that true?
Yeah. Right. And yeah, that's the idea. So in usual, if you've been participant of previous QuizWiz events, the usual style is to get gamification to a point where the leaderboard matters at the end of the day. But here it's not more about the leaderboard, but about starting to try Rovo as the tool, which is now getting all the attention from Atlassian. So we have to, right? Like it's not even. I'm sorry to take a low shot at my good friends Brittany and Mike, but it's not like Trello right now, is it?
I think I agree with that. We're seeing Rovo show up in more and more and more spots, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the flagship AI, and because AI is the thing now, I can only expect we'll see more of it. We'll see more features, and we'll see them coming kind of fast and furious compared to maybe the pace of development elsewhere.
Yes. Awesome. So let's move on. If you are joining us from a web, please scan this QR code and join us on this live presentation. You'll be able to play the quiz along, and you'll be able to just give answers to the questions. I see a bunch of people from joining in from India. Hello, welcome everybody. In the chat, we'll also keep an eye on if there are questions. I see there are 14 people who have joined in. Okay, we've got people from Europe joining us. We'll move on, but we'll come back to this slide. If you have any questions, feel free to put that in the chat. Somebody says, I'm totally in love with Rovo with all the capabilities. It's everywhere around the platforms, Confluence, Jira, and it's amazing. Wow, yeah, That's good. I'm glad that Atlassian announced the GA of on the standard version. Rob, just a note, your keyboard noise is like really loud. Before somebody else mentions it in the
Okay, this is a total aside. I love my mechanical keyboard, but I do enough of these live things where I'm convinced myself I go need to find a quieter keyboard. So I'll just keep the hands up here.
Oh, that's also something that we do in the quiz biz. Whenever we have a quiz, we ask participants to stay like this. But all right, okay, we got a expected Australia not to be part of this map because who is waking up at 12:30 or 1:30 a.m. to learn? Christy says it, but it's such a great keyboard sound. It is. It reminds me of the early 90s or late 90s as well, where it's like just that white keyboard. You remember, Rob? That
Oh yes,
off-white keyboard.
with those big
Was
tall
it white?
keys.
Yeah. Big. Like I just used to love that big enter button in it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not about me though, folks. I'll be better next time. Thank you for calling me out on that.
Awesome. All right, let's move on. So, quick shout out how this got created, of course, Heen.tech and Quizwiz. Quizwiz has been a community since 2021. We do a bunch of things. We do live quizzes on trivia. We do run shows like Are You Smarter Than a Jira Conference admin? We were lucky to get featured in Anaheim and at Barcelona this year. So, that's really big for Quizwiz as a community. Thank you for all the love and support you guys have given me and my fellow co-creators on this season. Rob, do you want to talk a little bit about Heen.tech?
Yeah, this is I am now a professional content creator, which is an insane thing for me to say. About 6 months ago, I left my full-time corporate job. I was able to do mostly Atlassian training and learnings. And so Heen Tech is the company I use in my website, learn.heen.tech. But my goal is to help folks not get frustrated using these systems. They're intended to help us out. Rovo exists to make our life easier. So anytime someone's frustrated with it, that bothers me and I want to go help them out. So that's what I do. I've got a lot of learning stuff. You'll see me online. But now I'm a full-time, I am not an influencer. My wife has been very clear. I am a content creator.
You're not influencing anybody. That's good.
No.
All right. Let's move on. Let's just a quick shout out again for Rovo itself. When we started creating this quiz, which was a couple of days ago, to the from the point when we started talking about this, things have changed, right? Like every day something gets changed, and that's the beauty of the world that we live in terms of AI. Something that we might say, oh, it's fiction right now, might become reality tomorrow. So some of those might change. So as whatever we put in questions, whatever we are saying here is as honest as we can with this series. And we've called out wherever we feel we were a little ambiguous, but we'll try to be as open and honest as we can with this series. Again, the goal with this series is to stay current to a little gamified format and to help you learn more about Rovo and what it can do. Like you'll see questions like this: what is Rovo primarily designed to be? This is not a quiz question, it's a general question. So you get, if this is the first time you're using Mentimeter, you guys will get accustomed to using it. But this will not be part of the final leaderboard score that you will see at the end, right? I just want to call that out. But yeah, this is how it will work. The more you will the quicker that you will vote, you will get points, and then that points get added up towards the end, and we'll have a leaderboard where you'll be able to see the results. And yeah, what do you think, Rob? What is Rovo primarily designed to be?
Do we want a real answer or not real answer?
Sarfaraz, is that you? Somebody says Sajid freezes up every so often. We are used to it at this point. Is my video glitching out? Yeah, it might
You
be.
had a couple of freeze ups. I'll try and step in and keep the train
Yeah,
rolling.
please do that. Yeah, see, the audience is nice enough to know that they are used to it, because this I need to upgrade my setup. I've not called myself a content creator yet. Fact. When I do that, hopefully I will have a better internet connection.
You're a more rarefied. You're the quiz master.
Oh yeah, yes, that I am. All right. So yeah, that's how the pattern is going to be. We are going to show you questions, you are going to answer, and there might be open-ended questions, so it will be fun to see some of those responses. All right. So the correct answer, of course, officially Rovo is designed to be an AI teammate. It can work as an automation tool, it can be a reporting platform, it can help you improve your workflow. But the goal of Rovo is to be your teammate, to work side by side with you. Because without you, I don't think Rovo can exist and just, let you know what you need to be. So, hopefully, you guys are ready to play the game. If you're just joining us, I might not have the QR code at every question, but feel free to just go to menti.com and use the code 52390462, and you'll be able to join us in the game directly. I see Larry is in the chat as well. He mentioned way beyond content creator, master of mirth, gesture of joy. Oof, I would just print that out and put it on my tagline. But yes, that's one of the main reasons that we are doing this, because I just love quizzing. I feel like it's a very underappreciated form of learning, which we are trying to change with QuizWiz, and that's how the QuizWiz show was born. But let's get started. We've got a couple of rounds today, Rob. Do you want to talk a little bit about what straight out of context round is?
Excuse me. I would absolutely love to. Straight out of context is kind of our first round, and it's going to get us used to the context around Rovo. What kind of things do we just need to be aware around it? And also, it is a play on some certain terms, maybe from the US, that some of you may be familiar with. It doesn't relate to those really in any way, other than it sounds cool to say straight out of context. We should get it on some shirts, Sajid. That would be really fun.
Yes, straight out of context. All right, so let's get started. The first question is straight out of context is there are somewhere around 30 players who are playing with us. If you're not playing with us, you're just watching this, that's good enough as well. But if you want to at any point in time, you can just directly jump to Menti and start playing with us. All right, let's get started. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. I think you got somewhere around 30 seconds. You have to tell me which statement is true. Project admins users can see summaries of restricted pages. Exclusive agents can bypass restrictions. Search results match each person's access right, or admins can globally override visibility of agents. Which of these statements is true?
And I will say, unlike maybe the Elastin certifications, we've maybe made some of these up.
Yes. Maybe we made some of these up. But yeah, that's true. So the idea here is for you to understand, what out of these four is accurate. So you've got 9 more seconds to respond. When everybody responds, it will automatically reveal the answer as well. So the correct answer is search results match each person's access right. That is correct. Project admins can't show you summaries of restricted pages. Neither can admin globally override visibility of agents. So yeah, most of our audience is correct on that, Rob. So they know that search results match.
Yeah, and that's an important thing about Rovo. A lot of the questions I hear, is this secure? Yes, it's baked in. So Rovo can see what you can see as the person using it, not as the person who made it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next question, which is, let's see how many people we have now. We've got some 30 people. Let's start. Again, same logic. Answer quickly, get more points. You need to select all the Rovo apps. So Rovo has a bunch of apps. Now I've written 6 names in there. Out of these 6, which are the Rovo apps? Are you a fan of the term apps, Rob? Controversial, huh?
I guess when I hear app and Atlassian, I think of Confluence, Jira, assets as apps. And this is where I'm curious if Atlassian will come up with a new term to describe these things that are in Rovo. Because when I hear app, I instantly think what they call apps and what they rename from products. So for me, it's just the term confusion. Skills in Rovo or something else. So I don't know what they would call these things.
Sure.
Rovo abilities, Rovo superpowers, personas. I don't know.
What just happened?
Oh no! If the problem persists, folks, we did the quiz so well we crashed Mentimeter. It looks like.
Yeah, I think I glitched out for a second there. I'm back. The universe has already done what it was supposed to. I've already glitched once. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
seeing everybody who's saying that in the chat. Yeah, there was some issue with, I think, Mentimeter, where I'm looking at the question itself. It says it's a multi-select type question, but I don't know why it didn't let you guys select multiple answers. But as you see, anybody who said search, studio, or chat is correct. Intelligence is not a Rovo app. Forge is not a Rovo app as well. Chat definitely is. I think the most common one out of these three. Rob, what do you think?
I think so. And when most people think of any kind of AI, I always think of the chat interface.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense that people would pick it. Also, it happens to be the first one on the list. So
That's right. Yeah. Everybody selected chat, but that's all right. So you do get points because you have selected a correct answers. And if you selected chat, studio, or search, uh, the reason I put studio in there because that's a recent change, right? It used to be agents earlier.
and this is where, to our point earlier, they're evolving and changing what they call these things. So the studio is now where we go to create the agents and manage them. And I can see this going forward, expanding what we can do in there. But there now is the studio where we manage our agents. So
Yes. Right. So once again, to just acknowledge Harsh, Jim, Keith, everybody, it did let you select only one. There's some issue with Mentimeter, but your points did get calculated because that was the correct answer. If you selected Chat Studio or Search. All right, let's move on. Let's look at the next question. Just some context on that. Why and where? So official documentation calls out three apps on the Atlassian platform, which is Rovo Search, Rovo Chat, and Rovo Studio. Rovo agents are now available out of the box or on the marketplace and can be custom built in Rovo Studio. Exactly what Robin was saying.
Keith, I
But
love that comment too. Maybe they'll call it the Rovo Space soon.
yes, soon. But like Keith, I don't know the amount of hate that you might get for that comment. All right. All right, let's move on. Let's look at the next question. Next question is, Rob, do you want to read out this one?
Rovo, Dev, Bitbucket, Pipelines, Compass, and DX are part of what? And this will just be a single select, an AI-infused app, JSM, software collection, strategy collection, or Rovo Mobile. Mobile? The last answer.
Rovo Mobile. I'm looking forward to Rovo Mobile when that variant comes out. Should be interesting.
I'm a bit of I'll say a Luddite with the AI. I haven't fully adopted it and worked it into my workflows. I've used other AI tools like talking to them on my phone, and I just haven't used it enough to get in the habit. I still default to other things. So we'll see what happens when it's available.
Right. All right. 25 people have given the right answer. These tools are part of the software collection, and they are somewhere in AI infused apps, but officially they are part of the software collection. Software collection, of course, includes Bitbucket pipelines and now newly acquired DX, Compass, and Rovo Dev, based on the Atlassian platform.
And you had a great point when we were looking at this. Jira isn't part of the software collection.
It's not.
My thought with this was like, oh, they want the developers developing. So they're now even pulling the devs out of Jira into the tools where they build. So this was interesting to look at and try and like, what are they thinking? What are they planning?
And then we first thought, oh, maybe Jira isn't part of any. So it's assumed Jira is part of everything. But then we went to strategy collection and leadership collection, strategy collection and CSM, that aspect as well, ITSM one. And it was like, no, JSM is part of that. Jira Line is part of that. This is the only place where Jira software or Jira isn't. But yeah, that's interesting. Yatish, yes, DX is a recent acquisition. It used to be a separate company. Has the official acquisition 100% been completed? I'm not sure, but they have made the announcement that it's done. So yeah, we should start seeing more metrics in Jira itself from, I think, the developer standpoint. So that should be good. All right, let's move on to the next question, I think, which is the last question in this category. Let's look at the question. The question is, Rob, do you want to take it over again?
I would absolutely love to, my friend. What is the most probable origin story for the name Rovo. It's short form of Roadmap Optimizer Virtual Order, derived from rovers, or the Italian name for a blackberry bush, short for robot voice operator, and short for Rovo.ai, Atlassian's internal AI code name.
Now this, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself until after we reveal the answer, because anything I say is going to give it
Yeah. So this is a tricky one. Let's see if people are able to get it. Now, see, only one person caught it. So, and that's so we full disclosure. Rob and I came up with the other three options. None of those three exist. Hopefully, Rovo.ai does not exist, at least not that we know about. But this is actually a deep cut. If there are people here, there are Jira amigos here. Or there is at least one person, hopefully. This information was actually revealed by Jensen Fleming in an episode of The Jira Life. She actually mentions where the term Robo comes from. I think Alex and Rodney had asked this question, and there is no other information publicly available, at least, which tells you. But I am we tried reaching out to Jensen and try to get an official confirmation. We didn't get it, so that's why we're putting this disclaimer that this is where we got it from. So that's what we think, and that's why the question says probably or most probable. But yeah, that's what it is. She mentions in the conversation that Rovo is the Italian name for a blackberry bush. You can Google it; you'll get the same answer. But
I did it right away.
Yeah, you did it right away. But yeah, that's where it comes from, or most probably comes from. Shout out TGL, Rodney, Alex, go check them out. They do amazing stuff. They make awesome videos. They've even interviewed MCB, Mike Cannon Brooks, for a R30-minute long video, or R30 or R20-minute long video. All right, let's move on to the next category, which is feature, future, or fiction. Now, this is my favorite category because whatever we say today can change tomorrow. So, yeah, let's look at how this round goes. All right, you got to answer quickly, get more points, same logic. Statement: Rovo can natively access Jira and Confluence data. Is this a feature? Is this fiction? Or is this a future item?
So feature, something it can do right now. A fiction, something we made up. Or future, it's on some roadmap or they've announced they're doing it.
Yes.
And
Should be. Yeah.
Sorry?
Sorry.
I was going to say, to Sajid's point, between the time we wrote these and today, this could have changed. So please give us some grace.
Yeah. Fiction and future is in today's day and age, right? Fiction and future is pretty far apart. But okay, yeah. So most of you know, so Rovo can natively access Jira and Confluence data. You can add on other third-party products as well, but they have to be connected by org admins. Any specific reason you think that that might be the case and not at a project admin level, Rob?
They have I forget what they call them, but individuals can add like smart connectors to specific things, but you can't add them org wide. And that makes sense from like a governance standpoint. If I'm responsible for managing the system, I should be responsible for what goes in. And so I see this more of another like security compliance thing, just to make sure the org admin controls what's coming in. Once it's in, then you can do what you want. But
yes. Awesome. All right, let's move on to the next question. Let's look at what question number 6 says. Answer quickly, get more points. The question says, Robo can create Confluence databases. Is this a feature now? Is this fiction or is this future? So fact and future are interchangeable here in this scenario because the fact is a feature which is right now.
And just one clarification, this is the content type in Confluence, not the database Confluence is built on top of.
Yeah. So 28 people have voted. Let's see. So when we were discussing this, let's see what the people are saying about whether it's fact, fiction, or future. Oh, pretty split. Yeah, so we did say that the right answer could be fiction or future, but the majority is correct. Robo can't do that right now.
Scaras is saying, bold statement, everything on a current feature should fall under future. I would love to think we had enough influence to make that happen, my friend.
As of December 2025, Robo cannot create content databases, but We don't know. And that's where, like, you'll see that we gave both of these answers as correct, as fiction and future, because we aren't sure. So we know it's not there right now, but it can be or it can't be either as well. So both of these are open right now. But as of today, you can't. Okay, let's look at the next question. Rob, do you want to take over these two?
I would absolutely love to. Rovo agents can be created by anyone with the browse project permission. Is this a feature? Is this a fiction? Or is this the future?
All right, 5 more seconds. Lesser time on this one. Ooh, see, we've split the room.
Oh, interesting. I like this one. I like how we wrote this one because it kind of frames it in a way that gets Jira admins thinking. The browse project permission exists within Jira and is essentially view access to a project. But if we go to the next slide, Rovo agents aren't bound by Jira permissions in terms of creation. In Studio, I think I've seen a way to org admins restricted by group, but the browse project permission does not impact your ability to make an agent. It could impact your ability to use one if you don't have the browse project permission in the space, but that's not creation. And Yatish should say we're boggling their brains. So I'm glad we're challenging you in that.
It's kind of it's kind of like if you've been part of any of the certification exam, the language matters, right? How a question is framed. So in this scenario where we specifically said, if a browse project permission is everything that we are talking about, will that let you create? So the true correct again action is fiction. I don't think it will change as well. That's the reason we didn't mark it as future, because browse project permission I don't think will ever impact. But yeah, as Rob mentioned, in Studio there is a create Rovo agent or something like that where you can manage that permission.
Yeah, and I think we'll see more granular controls as it goes, but right now,
yes.
All right.
Like early in the days, how anybody could, like in team, like imagine if everybody could create custom fields. I see a future where that might be the case, where anybody can create Rovo agent, like 10,000 Rovo agents on a 5,000 user instance.
I can see that.
Let's look at the next one.
All right. ISO, am I saying that right? 27001 compliance for Rovo and AI is now live. So ISO.
Yes.
Which
I
think
it's a compliance framework. Yes. Is this compliance framework fiction, future, or feature? 16 people say it's a feature. That is correct. As of today, it is live, and you can have the ISO certification in there.
And that's that certification will be very important for enterprise groups using it, and I'm assuming it lasts, keep adding more and more of those. Yatish, thank you for putting in more information in there.
Yes, thank you, Yatish. All right, we got this one correct. Let's move on to the next one. Mentimeter is thinking. I don't know why Mentimeter needs to think. It's a cloud tool. Come on, let's move on.
Even clouds have bad days, CG. They can't all be happy clouds.
Yeah. Let me refresh again. I hope it's not my internet, because this shouldn't be. Okay. Yeah, you've told me this. Let me go back. Okay, backslide works. Let's look at the next slide. Now it's still loading. What is happening on this slide? Okay, let me just check. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what's happening. There we go. That should take care of it. Okay, this was it. Now let's move on. Yes, there we go. I think I created a question which I accidentally have deleted. So we will just move on to the next one. Here it is. Next round. We're talking about the next round. So this round is a little more generic, Rob, right? So we are trying to let people know a little more about how AI itself exists. So we're calling it AI 101.
Yeah, so more generic concepts around AI that definitely apply to Rovo, but we could apply elsewhere.
Yes.
So these are not going to be Rovo specific.
I see this awesome comment. I did not come here for a horror show. That is, anyone can create custom field.
All right.
Okay, what does API mean? Agent processing interface, application programming instruction, automated programming integrator, or application programming interface? I think we had a similar question in one of the quizzes where I asked, what did GPT stand for? And my audience was like,
Group processing technology.
yeah, everybody is so used to saying chat GPT, but we're like, what does GPT mean?
And do we process API or API?
API. Oh no, I don't think it's not JQuel and SQL. Yes,
Looks
we've
like
got
most folks got
technical.
this one.
Yeah, most folks got this. So application programming interface, yes, that is correct. That is your APIs. Let's look a little more tougher and a little more closer to home when we talk about API. What is an MCP server? So you might have heard this multiple places. What is MCP? Modular Command Processor, Model Context Protocol, Machine Coordination Platform, or Machine Context Protocol?
And I think we pronounce this one MICP.
Sorry? So I didn't hear you wrong.
Oh, MCP is pronounced MICP.
Oh my God. Nice.
I love acronyms. They're so much fun.
Yeah. Keith says, wasn't MCP a bad guy in Tron? That's right. Model Context Protocol is correct. It is the correct answer. 21 folks are right. So we move on. Let's go to the next question. We've got last 3 questions in here. Last 2 questions will take a little more time. But yeah, I think even this one is an open-ended question. No, this is not. Rob, do you want to take this one?
Yeah. What is not a best practice when making a prompt? Being specific, giving context, combining your objectives, and iterating often or frequently. So which one of these is not a best practice when prompting, when telling the AI what to do? I'll be honest, I feel like a bit of a dummy prompting. So I spent a lot of time trying to learn these best practices because the prompt is what the AI uses to give us something back. And if the prompt is not the best, we get bad results.
Yes. And our audience is pretty smart. Yes, that is correct. So it's not a good practice to combine objectives, not multitask that level.
Exactly. We want to be very clear and specific.
Nice. All right. Let's look at the next question. The next question is, when an AI model generates false, inaccurate, or misleading information that it presents as factual, what is it called? What is it called when it submits or gives you false, inaccurate, or misleading information that it thinks is factual? So it's an open question. You can mention. Somebody saying, Harsh, my Mentimeter is not working. Harsh, you can just refresh the page if you're on your phone and try again. Hopefully it'll, from cookies, it'll pick up. Open text response.
So any phrase, yeah.
All right, last 6 questions. There was a setting I think which I missed where it used to just start showing all the names. So the correct answer is AI hallucination. 12 people said hallucination. Somebody said AI hallucination as well. That is correct. Let's look at the other. Somebody said hallucination. I wish I could give that as a correct point.
I like that. AI hallucination.
Yeah. Hallucination also, I think. But yeah, you guys got the generic idea right. False positive should also be right, honestly, right? But like it's a little more technical term.
Where's Larry has night terrors as another response.
All right. Now, the final round is less of a round, but more of a conversation where we want you to, mention, and like we'll talk more, we'll spend more time on this. And Rob, this is where I think we'll be able to give a little more conversation around what are the best practices when you're talking to Rovo or any other AI tool as well. So these both of these questions are open questions. So we'll see what it is. So if Rovo gives a vague answer, what might be missing in your prompt? So we put 1 minute, but again we'll reveal the answer in that duration as well. What do you think are one of the criterias that you put in, Rob, when you are asking Rovo to give you something?
I always, I think of talking to Rovo, and I pick on interns a lot, like someone brand new to a job, or talking to a small child, being very explicitly clear, because it's not going to guess, it's not going to infer. So if I get like a vague answer back, I'm always challenging myself, like, did I give it very clear, objective instructions on what I want? Because I know if I gave that to my 6-year-old or my friend at work who didn't understand the thing, they would get the wrong response.
Right.
And that's helped me interact with AI tools quite a bit. Like, just assume it knows nothing.
Yeah, I'm like as a new parent, I think it's fine tuning my own response each time. So like ask very specific direct questions and not leave no loopholes, right? Like,
Mhm.
and that's what people are saying as well. So people are saying context, yes, context is important. There are more answers in there as well.
Wow.
Specific details, clear objectives, yes, all of these are right answers. Again, these questions, this question itself will not be counted in the answer, but the correct answer is context. There are other answers in there as well, but that's one of the most important item. When you are missing context, when you're missing objective information, so yeah, that looks like a good answer as well. Examples, yes, that's also, somebody says examples. What do you think about examples, Rob?
Examples is a great one. If again, you're talking to a friend about some cool project you're working on that they don't know about. If you can give them a YouTube video or show them, here's what we're trying to do, not exactly this, but something similar, it's going to get there. I see folks in the chat, Yatish is saying, I'm not a parent. Would I know Rovo better if I were? Maybe. and like Sajid's saying, like when you're talking to a child, it changes how you think. You have to think differently. And the AI is kind of like that. Keith Jones is mentioning the craft method. Is this how we make mac and cheese, Keith? If you could put the acronyms in craft, I'm really curious what that is because I don't know it. But that context is super important. Why is it trying to help you? What does it need to know around the request? And even I, as a human, suffer from this. Someone asked me for help. I'm an adult. I'm fairly intelligent sometimes. I still need the context, and I'm not the AI.
Yeah. That actually brings us to what we wanted to talk a little bit more about, right? The TCREI framework. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, this I did not know. I'm what's called a subject matter expert with Atlassian. I help create credential certifications, and there's a free one on Rovo. And creating it, I learned this framework, and this really helped me interact with AI. Again, not just Rovo. It's an acronym to help us remember, what do we need to prompt? You need a task. What are you doing? You need context, information around the request, references, information to feed it. Those are the first three, and you'll see TCR as it's separate. They've added evaluate and iterate. So if I need Rovo to help me make a cake or make some kind of food, the task is, you are a chef, you have to help me make dinner. Context, here are the things I have in my fridge, and you have 1 hour. References, here are recipes we've liked before. And then I'll hit enter. And then I'll evaluate. I'll get back the response. I'll go, that doesn't seem right. Like, I don't think I should put glue on my pizza. And then I'll iterate. I'll change the prompt. I'll add more, change more. But this has really helped me talk to any AI because it reminds me what I need to give it. And it's shifted my thinking.
Yeah, 100%. And like in terms of, I think one thing that Larry also mentioned in the chat is like, right, the maturity of a 4-year-old. So the amount of times that you will, so like for me, yes, all of the first 4 are important, but when I ask AI a question, I don't expect a correct answer in the first go itself. I will have at least 4 to 5 iterations. Like if I'm asking it for an image generation, which is a very common thing that I ask to do, like when we are doing the trivia context, I will give it 4 images of the 4 playing team members, and I say, hey, make this into a Tekken or a Street Fighter style poster for the team. And sometimes the responses that I would get is just off by 1,000 miles, right? Like it would change the ethnicity of a person to looking like somebody else, or like somebody would have start having like very different looks and features. Then I would iterate like, okay, keep the facial uh, expressions and the features intact and those kind of things. So the more and more I iterate, and yes, it might be also a trick to like I was telling this to Rob earlier, that I've seen once I upgraded from my free to go in chat GPT, the response started becoming different. So I started getting a little more clearer response in one or two takes rather than which was taking me a couple of takes earlier. But yeah, that's this framework definitely helps. So even I didn't know about it when we were discussing this. This is when I officially came to know about it. So now my prompts, I'm sure, will be a little more oriented around in this line of fashion as well.
I joke that if I help one person learn one thing, I have succeeded for the day. So I can tick that box and I can go relax for the rest of the day now. Thank you, Sajid.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Laurie says, after stomping through mud puddles and crawling under 5 hedges, right? All right. With that, let's look at the next question. I think we have one more question which is in there, which is a little more specific. And after this, I think we'll just open it up for conversation. Let me open that question. The question is around Confluence. You want Rovo to write a Confluence page summary. What's the keyword to include? And funny thing, again, this question is not part of the answer as well, of the final quiz as well. But we did not add a correct answer in this question because I wanted to see all the responses that we will start getting on this question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move one slide over, and I'm hopefully going to show you what are the options. So yeah, in 3 seconds we'll actually be able to see all of
And
that.
that's another thing to remember. Like there's many ways to get to the right thing or what you want. Um, Even here we're seeing, and I love the variations on summarize. I grew up in the States, but I'm Canadian, so I use British spelling sometimes. It drives my friend nuts. Why is there a U in color, Rob? Because I'm spelling it properly.
Yeah.
Same thing with the S and the Z, like they can interchange. Uh, but seeing a lot of great things here. Again, these could all help you get to that summary, right? Like write the summary be the keyword. That's the task. The
That's the
content,
keyword.
summarize.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. That's it. That's it. But yeah, right. So that's the reason we did not add it. But you guys are right. Summarize being the key word in this scenario because that's the task that you want to give it. Ideally, you would use this framework, add it a little more context. That, like for example, you are trying to summarize it for a leadership page or a project manager's review, or then take it to like give it reference like this page that I have already created or you have already created. Then review what it gave back and give a couple of turns in that manner. I think summarize is a very generic question, but that hopefully will give you a little more correct answer.
Could you go back to the TCRA slide real quick? I just had my dad called these the blinding flash of the obvious, or a BFO to have the acronym. I use this. I just realized I use this exact process when someone asks me to make a video. Like they have to give me the task. Rob, make this video about Rovo. The context. Well, we need people to understand more about this framework. References. Here are all the pages Atlassian has, and here are videos of other people whose style I like. And then they'll take a look at it, and then they'll say, no, change it. So even as a human, I use this internally to become better and change. And I was thinking, if I had a team, I might use this when I'm laying out what I want you to do. I'll pick on Kyther. I saw her in chat at one point. Kyther, here's the task, the content, etc. And that hopefully gives that human AI, HAI, human AI, or natural intelligence enough information to get the result I want. But I just had that like, oh yeah, humans can use this too to improve.
Yeah. What do you think about when you're talking to not just Rovo but like any AI agent? If you want to get a faster response, do you still follow the entire TCRA model, or do you trick or like say as an expert, give me this, or as a PM, like give it a persona as well?
I have started adding that. I haven't tried. I haven't experimented. So like I might say, as a professional copywriter, create a title for this video versus
Mhm.
make a title for my video. I've heard that helps, but I honestly haven't tried both. I've started putting it in because I figure, hey, it can't hurt. I'm curious if folks in the chat have tried that though, like adding the persona, telling the AI you are a blank, do blank for me. Does that change anything?
Yeah, I've not seen a lot of differences, but yeah, I've also felt the same. Like I think it can change over a period of time for sure. All right. While people respond in the chat, let's move on and officially look at leaderboard. So thank you everybody for playing. That was the quiz for today. Let's now look at the leaderboard. Okay, so we've got Centipede, Frosty, Alex, Puffy, Shubha, Vikram, Mystical Raccoon, Gary. Of course, Gary is in here, Mateo, and Maho or Majo with the most amount of points. Congratulations. If you want a certification voucher to play and give out any ACP exam, feel free to message me or Rob on LinkedIn. Very happy to share that as the winning voucher. So today, being the first episode of the Rovo Games, it was a little more simpler, a little more easier. You guys saw what we are trying to do. In the coming episodes, we'll keep doing this, but make it a little more trickier. We are also trying to work with a couple of Atlassians to get the context a little more gamified in terms of features. So, like for example, one feature or one segment in the next episode is going to be workflow showdown, where you'll see workflows and start recommending, what is correct and what's incorrect in a specific slide. With that being said, I think any closing comments, questions, Rob?
Um, I just want to thank you all for jumping in. I had a lot of fun building this, and as Sajid mentioned, this is the first one, so this will be this is the prototype, the alpha. And thank you. This will only improve as we go. Sorry,
why does it say yo? There you go.
we fixed it. Someone asked really quick. Yatish asked in the chat. Would using other tools help using Rovo? In general, yes. The same concepts apply. How to prompt, what we can expect, how to interact. Rovo is going to offer features that others don't, though, interacting with Atlassian tools more effectively, as an example. But I had a lot of fun. I hope folks enjoyed this. The goal is not to make this a preachy, here's how Rovo works. It's to make it interactive and a lot more back and forth. So thank you all for helping make that happen.
Yes, thank you so much for joining. If you like this episode, please do let us know. If you have a specific request, anything that you love to see, please let us know. And yeah, most importantly, check out more content at heen.tech. You're on a YouTube channel, subscribe. You'll see more content from quizzes coming your way in the coming episodes. Maju Francis, yes, I see your message. Please message me on LinkedIn. I would directly give you the voucher. Any of the top 10, if you are interested in a certification voucher, only one voucher per person, sadly. Matteo, if you are interested, please DM me. I would happily give out a certification voucher that would be valid for you to give out a free ACP exam. With that, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, may AI bless you. Rob,
And you?
any
Did we have a date for our next session, Sajid?
Yes, but I don't have it on my slide. I think it's going to be second week of Jan or first week of Jan.
Second week of Jan. Looks like the 8th. So the second Thursday of January is our next episode. Be on the lookout. Like and subscribe to QuizWiz. That'll help you get the information. And look out for more announcements from the official Rovo channel on LinkedIn, or Rovo Games channel on LinkedIn.
Yes. Krish, Masood, you're saying make it to top 12. I'm assuming you were the 12th person. So if the top 10 don't claim, I would definitely do that. Please message me on LinkedIn. I might anyways do that. I have a couple more extra certification vouchers. Please do message me on LinkedIn. I would be very happy to share that certification voucher with you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Reach out to heen.tech. Learn.heen.tech. And if you have any questions, message us. We'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all. Have a great day.